Joining us live now, Independent Senator Jacqui Lambie. We'll send it over to Canberra now. It's a big morning in the Senate. Jacqui Lambie, a final vote to pass laws which will set up the referendum. Should it pass, which it probably will, then it goes over to the people. So what are your thoughts on where that's at?
I'll be very happy to throw it over to the people, to be honest. I still think that it's going to continue to get more divisive. Once this goes through, then you're going to see it's open slather out there. This will be very interesting to see what the next 4 months looks like. It is a real worry. Labor really needs to tighten this up and needs to sell it really well, and I'm not quite sure that they've got to that point yet.
Well, polls show the no vote will win. We've seen Resolve polls, we've seen News polls in recent weeks and months, and they indicate the no team will win. The government, though, says it's got more data, which points in its favour. So what are you hearing on the ground from people that you're talking to, Jacqui? Where's it at?
I have to say, people on the ground in Tasmania are actually not talking to me about the voice, mate. They're talking to me about having roofs, housing, mate.
Yeah.
I have to be brutally honest with you. It's just like, we don't want to talk about this. We're not interested in this. We need houses down here. We have problem in our public health systems. You know, the price of everything's going up and we're doing it bloody tough. That's what Tasmanians are talking about.
OK, well, let's go there. The Greens are currently meeting to decide its position on the Future Housing Fund. You had another government concession over the weekend. That's about $2 billion now off to the states. So do you expect the Greens to fall in line or still maintain that they're going to kill it off because rental freezes aren't part of it?
I challenge, if you, the Greens, really think that they want to put a hold to this until they get their rental freeze crap through, then be my guest. Because right now your supporters, what they're telling me, mate, they're getting argy-bargy, and you want to keep playing with people's lives. I mean, they sit there and they pride themselves on their social values, and they're there for the most vulnerable people in Australia. And if this is the way of them showing that that's what they're there for, bloody crap. Honestly, stop playing with the most vulnerable people's lives in Australia and get on and put this housing bill through today.
A rental freeze is
Mate, that could go through today.
I mean, a rental freeze, I mean, it's the job of the states anyway to enforce that. But, I mean, it's just not doable anyway because, you mean, you're beating up on a lot of mum and dad investors, et cetera, and that's just one part of it.
Pete, that's right. And then we've got interest rises going. You do a rental freeze sooner or later. When that rental freeze is over, you're going to get your rent's going to go through the roof because these guys have got bills to pay as well. It's not as simple as that. If you want to talk about something, have some guts and let's come back to negative gearing. And I've already spoke about this in the past. It's great. Invest in a couple of houses, but honestly, those people out there in negative gearing, they've got 10 or 20 houses, that's going a bit ridiculous. I have no problem with the government making sure that they honour those contracts and grandfather them from the past, that's fine. But we have really got to go to the table on negative gearing. And then, of course, you've got your other one out there about immigration. You're bringing people in here left, right and centre. Where are you putting them? At Australia's own risk of them not having a roof over their head. This is a much bigger issue going on. So at least can we please get this housing bill through and at least get started from there? OK, still in the Senate, David Van, Jacqui, he's resigned from the Liberal Party. Should he quit politics altogether? You know what, I think everybody needs to take a breather here. First of all, the people out in the public arena have switched off what's going on up here once again, because this is all we're seeing instead of us getting on with what needs to be done for the country. This has been a real problem. It's been a real distraction. Look, I'm not getting involved in this. I think, David, we've got a winter break coming up. He needs to go and work out what he's doing and how he's going to deal with that. I will leave that up with the Liberal Party and others. I certainly don't want to get involved in this, and we'll go from there. OK, finally in defence, Jacqui, a move is afoot to put body cams on SAS troops. Andrew Hastie, you might have heard on the program a short time ago, he thinks it's a bad idea. What's your thoughts on it? Yeah, I'm not really keen on the idea either. And one of the big things that he talked about was intelligence and intelligence with other countries and what is going on. Mate, a lot of body cam is already out there and they are wearing it, but it is not mandatory to have them switched on. And in times, I think they will come in handy and come in use. But quite frankly, you know, except for some training purposes, things like that we have to be really careful with that body cam stuff. It can be used for good things and be used for bad things. So I just want to be really careful. But certainly, like I said, they're already wearing that out there. And I think that, you know, it doesn't need to be made compulsory. We use it where we need to use it. And other than that, there's just times that what we don't want to be doing is making sure that we don't overstep our intelligence mark when it comes to other Western countries that we're working with out there, and that is a real problem. And as a matter of fact, I notice this is a distraction from the CDF, and he's still not talking about the leadership up there. If you want to put body cam on anyone, mate, you maybe should put it on the leadership up there and see why we're in the disarray that we're in our military today. I think that'd be a great learning experience if we did that, I'm sure.
Jacqui Lambie, always good to chat. We will talk to you again soon.